I've got some troubling news about England's royal family.
When you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow, we gave our today.
I think he'll change. He is committed of his own level of service, and that will remain.
Royal tradition rarely bends, but this time it may have snapped. Behind palace walls, a quiet decision sparked whispers, then disbelief, then global shock. King Charles, known for caution, unveiled a move no one saw coming, placing Princess Anne's husband under a brand new spotlight. Courtiers froze, historians questioned precedent, and the public scrambled for meaning. Was this a reward, a strategy, or a message aimed far beyond titles? As reactions ripple across the monarchy, what does this unexpected honor reveal about the future of the crown itself? The quiet honor that shook the palace. At the moment the news quietly emerged, the world was looking in another direction. Royal watchers were glued to health updates, whispers about succession, and anxious headlines about what might come next. The atmosphere was heavy with uncertainty, and attention was fixed on the future of the crown. Then, without ceremony or spectacle, a brief announcement slipped through the noise. King Charles had personally approved a senior royal honor for Sir Timothy Lawrence, the husband of Princess Anne. There was no balcony wave, no formal celebration, no dramatic reveal, just a short line carrying the weight of centuries. In the monarchy, titles are never casual. They are signals, messages, and sometimes warnings. When a title is granted quietly, it often means more than one shouted from the rooftops. This silence invited closer listening. It suggested intention, not routine. This was not about filling tradition or rewarding visibility. It felt deliberate, almost intimate, as if the king was speaking in a language only insiders fully understand. Sir Timothy Lawrence has never looked like a man destined for royal headlines. Many would struggle to recognize him in a crowd. He never chased the spotlight or reshaped his public image. Before royal life, he built his reputation in the Navy, where discipline mattered more than fame. His path into the royal family came through service and respect, not ambition or expectation. When he married Princess Anne, no automatic title followed. He did not become a prince. He did not push for elevation or special treatment. In a world driven by hierarchy, he accepted a position defined by restraint. That choice alone set him apart. Over the years, he remained steady, visible only when necessary, supportive without being intrusive. In royal circles, that kind of discipline is rare. Princess Anne herself is often described as the monarchy's backbone. Tireless, focused, and unimpressed by popularity, she carries duty like armor. Standing beside her requires more than affection. It demands patience, strength, and the willingness to be overlooked. Sir Timothy understood this balance. While attention followed others, he stayed just outside the frame, attending engagements, supporting causes, and never competing for recognition. What makes this honor striking is not just who received it, but when it arrived. At a time when the monarchy feels fragile and watched, every move carries meaning. King Charles did not make a loud gesture, he made a precise one. And in a family where loyalty is tested, and silence often hides strategy, this quiet decision feels like something more than gratitude, more than tradition, and far more than it first appears. It also reframed how loyalty is measured inside the palace, shifting focus from loud devotion to quiet endurance, and hinting that unseen service may matter more now than bloodlines, titles, or public applause within the monarchy. Now, King Charles has made a decision that could rewrite royal history itself. Is this the moment loyalty finally gets its reward? Stay locked in. Why King Charles honored loyalty over the spotlight? King Charles is not a king shaped by sudden power. He is a king shaped by patience. For decades, he stood one step behind the throne, watching, learning, and quietly taking notes. He saw who stayed loyal when attention faded. He noticed who worked without praise, who showed up without cameras, and who never asked to be rewarded. Now, as monarch, that long memory is finally shaping his choices in ways few expected. From the very start of his reign, Charles has sent subtle signals that his monarchy will not chase noise. Instead, it will reward steadiness. This latest decision fits that pattern perfectly. The new title was not announced with drama or spectacle. There was no media build-up, no carefully staged moment. Yet its impact rippled instantly through royal circles because of what it represented. This was not about popularity, it was about acknowledgement. In royal life, some honors are designed for visibility, others are designed for meaning. This one falls firmly into the second category. It carries weight not because of how often it is seen, but because of how rarely it is given. By bestowing it, King Charles was not responding to public pressure or recent events. He was reaching back through years of shared history and saying, without words, "Your service mattered, even when no one was watching." Within a family built on rank and protocol, that message is powerful. It quietly rearranges the emotional hierarchy of the monarchy. It reminds everyone that titles are not always rewards for ambition. Sometimes they are reflections of trust earned over a lifetime. For those who understand royal traditions, this moment landed heavily. It showed that Charles values consistency more than charisma, reliability more than recognition. The title itself sits among the most personal honors a sovereign can give. It is not debated in Parliament. It is not handed out for public relations. It comes directly from the monarch's judgment. That makes it deeply revealing. By granting it, King Charles made his values unmistakably clear. Loyalty still counts. Quiet strength still counts. And those who do not chase the spotlight may ultimately be the ones most respected by the crown. Many observers believe this honor was overdue. Years of steady presence, unwavering support, and discretion had passed without acknowledgement. Yet timing is never random in royal life, which raises the question that has echoed behind palace walls ever since the announcement was made. Why now? Some see this as a king thinking carefully about his legacy, a monarch aware that history will judge not only what he did, but who he chose to elevate. Others believe it reflects a desire to reinforce the inner core of the royal family during a period of uncertainty and change. When institutions feel pressure, leaders often turn inward, strengthening bonds that have proven unbreakable. And then, there is the simplest explanation of all: gratitude. Through years marked by scandal, tension, and shifting public opinion, Sir Timothy Lawrence remained constant. He did not speak out. He did not step forward. He did not seek relevance. He simply served. In a world that rewards volume, that kind of silence becomes powerful. Fittingly, the response to the honor matched the life that earned it. There were no speeches, no interviews, no celebratory appearances. The acceptance was quiet, measured, and dignified. And in that restraint, the public glimpsed something rare. A reminder of an older royal principle, that service does not need applause to have value. But beyond the personal meaning lies something even deeper: the historic significance of the title itself, what it has represented across centuries. Stay tund. Crown's quiet recognition. The honor granted to Sir Timothy Lawrence is not just another ribbon or ceremonial badge. It is the Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order, GCVO, one of the most exclusive and personally controlled honors in the entire British honors system. To understand why this matters, you have to understand what makes this order different from almost every other royal award. The Royal Victorian Order was created in 1896 by Queen Victoria herself. Unlike honors that are recommended by committees, governments, or political advisors, this order exists for one reason only: to allow the monarch to personally reward individuals who have served them or the crown directly. No lobbying, no public pressure, no political calculation. If someone receives this honor, it means the sovereign has personally noticed, personally decided, and personally approved it. Within the order, there are several ranks. At the very top sits the Knight Grand Cross. This is not a stepping stone title. It is the highest possible grade, reserved for people whose service has been exceptional, sustained, and deeply trusted. Historically, this level has been awarded to senior royals, long-serving private secretaries, high-ranking diplomats, and individuals whose loyalty has been proven over decades rather than moments. That is what makes Sir Timothy Lawrence's elevation so striking. Sir Timothy is not a working royal by birth. He is not in the line of succession. He does not hold a prince's title. And yet, he has been placed in the same honor bracket as some of the most senior figures ever to serve the crown. That alone signals that this decision was not routine. It was intentional. The Royal Victorian Order is unique because it bypasses public performance entirely. Media popularity does not matter. Public affection does not matter. Even formal rank often does not matter. What matters is personal trust. The monarch uses this order to say, "You served me, my family, or the institution directly, and I know it." Being invested as a Knight Grand Cross means Sir Timothy now holds a title that outranks many honors given to far more visible figures. It places him among a small circle of individuals whose service is considered essential rather than decorative. In royal terms, this is a statement of inner circle confidence. There is also symbolism in the timing and manner of the award. Such honors are often conferred quietly, sometimes during private investitures, reinforcing the idea that this is not about public applause. The silence surrounding the announcement is part of its meaning. The louder the honor, the quieter the presentation. Historically, monarchs have used the Royal Victorian Order to correct imbalances that public systems cannot. It allows recognition of those who carried weight without carrying titles, who stabilized institutions without headlines, and who protected continuity when it was fragile. Queen Elizabeth II used it frequently to honor long-serving aides and trusted figures who never sought attention. King Charles is now doing the same. The GCVO also reflects a broader pattern emerging under Charles's reign. His honors signal less interest in spectacle and more interest in endurance. In that context, Sir Timothy Lawrence becomes an almost perfect candidate. A man whose contribution was not defined by speeches or spotlight, but by presence, reliability, and decades of unwavering support inside the royal system. What this honor ultimately says is simple but powerful. Service does not have to be loud to be valuable, and influence does not always come with a crown. Sometimes the people who shape the monarchy most profoundly are the ones who never try to shape it at all. But it sparks a bigger question. What secret deeds earned Sir Timothy the crown's highest personal honor? Stay tuned to uncover the truth. How Sir Timothy Lawrence redefined royal loyalty. What ultimately sets Sir Timothy Lawrence apart is not a single dramatic gesture, but a pattern of rare, consistent support that has unfolded quietly over decades. In a royal system where visibility often equals value, Sir Timothy's worth lies in the opposite direction. What he did without being seen. From the moment he married Princess Anne in 1992, Sir Timothy accepted a role unlike that of almost any other royal spouse. He did not receive a royal title upon marriage. He did not become a prince, nor did he seek one. That decision alone mattered. It established a boundary of humility and restraint that defined their partnership from the start. Rather than reshaping royal protocol around himself, he adapted fully to Anne's world, allowing her public duty to remain uninterrupted and undiluted. Princess Anne is widely regarded as the hardest-working royal, consistently topping annual engagement lists. Supporting someone with that level of commitment requires more than ceremonial presence. Sir Timothy became a functional partner in duty, accompanying her on overseas tours, state visits, and Commonwealth engagements across decades. These were not glamorous roles. They involved long schedules, diplomatic discipline, and absolute discretion. His presence allowed Anne to operate at full capacity without distraction, scandal, or personal instability following her divorce from Captain Mark Phillips. That emotional steadiness is often overlooked, but it is crucial. After Anne's first marriage ended, she returned immediately to full royal duty. Sir Timothy's support made that possible. Royal biographers and commentators have long noted that their marriage is one of quiet strength rather than display. He never competed with her authority, never attempted to redefine her image, and never used proximity to royalty to amplify himself. In royal terms, that restraint is not passive. It is actively valuable. His support extended beyond symbolism into practical substitution and protection. During periods when Princess Anne was injured or recovering from accidents, including serious riding incidents, Sir Timothy stepped in to represent her at engagements and remained at her side privately. That kind of reliability is critical within a monarchy that depends on continuity. The institution does not pause for personal crises, and Sir Timothy helped ensure it never had to. Equally important is his understanding of boundaries. Sir Timothy came into royal life with a fully formed identity, a decorated Royal Navy officer with an established career. He did not abandon that professionalism when he married Anne. Instead, he brought military discipline, discretion, and respect for hierarchy into royal service. That background aligns closely with King Charles's values, especially his increasing emphasis on duty, sustainability, and long-term institutional stability rather than short-term popularity. There is also the matter of what Sir Timothy never did. He never briefed the press, never exploited royal access, never inserted himself into internal family conflicts. In an era when loyalty has often been tested, and sometimes broken, that silence carries immense weight. King Charles, who spent decades observing family dynamics from the inside, is acutely aware of who remained steady when others faltered. The honor bestowed on Sir Timothy was not political, not automatic, and not symbolic padding. It was a personal honor, granted at the monarch's sole discretion. Such honors are not awarded for public applause. They are awarded for trust, earned privately over time. By recognizing Sir Timothy, King Charles effectively acknowledged a truth the palace has long known, that Princess Anne's extraordinary consistency has been supported by an equally consistent partner. In the end, Sir Timothy Lawrence earned the honor not through ambition or fame, but through decades of quiet loyalty and steadfast support. King Charles rewarded endurance, sending a powerful message about the values shaping the modern monarchy. But could this quietly signal a new era in the monarchy? One where loyalty, not spectacle, truly dictates who holds influence behind the throne. Let's find out. The Crown's quiet strategy. When King Charles elevated Sir Timothy Lawrence to the Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order, the decision resonated far beyond a personal reward. On the surface, it was a recognition of individual loyalty and quiet service. But when examined more closely, it may reveal a broader strategy shaping the monarchy under Charles's reign. One that emphasizes steadfast contribution over celebrity, discretion over spectacle, and dedication over mere visibility. For decades, the British monarchy has walked a delicate line between tradition and relevance, public opinion, media scrutiny, and international diplomacy all intersect to create pressures unseen in other institutions. Under Queen Elizabeth II, recognition was often tied to longevity and visible service. Royal honors frequently acknowledged those in high-profile roles, those who commanded public attention, or held positions that were politically or socially prominent. Yet even during Elizabeth's reign, the Royal Victorian Order allowed a rare exception: the chance to reward individuals for service that was deeply personal to the monarch, sometimes invisible to the public eye. King Charles appears to be taking that principle further by granting one of the Crown's highest personal honors to Sir Timothy Lawrence. A man who has never sought the spotlight, he signals a shift in the monarchy's values under his leadership. This is not about the media's perception or viral moments. It is about acknowledging endurance, loyalty, and the quiet upholding of institutional stability, qualities that the modern royal machine increasingly needs. In a world where social media amplifies every misstep and the public often equates fame with merit, Charles is subtly redefining what it means to be worthy in royal terms. Sir Timothy's award underscores this approach. He is not a working royal in the conventional sense. He does not undertake a full schedule of public engagements as Prince William or Catherine might. He does not stand in line for succession. Yet, his contributions have been invaluable, managing private duties, supporting Princess Anne in her extensive workload, and providing the kind of personal stability and discretion that allows royals to perform their public roles without distraction or scandal. By honoring him, Charles is communicating that invisible work, the work that ensures the monarchy functions smoothly behind the scenes, is just as vital as public appearances or headline achievements. This strategy also reinforces the message that the monarchy under Charles will increasingly prioritize substance over style, trust over popularity, and internal loyalty over public acclaim. It subtly encourages those within the royal family and the wider royal household to value discretion, reliability, and long-term dedication, qualities Sir Timothy exemplifies, rather than chasing media attention or ceremonial visibility. In essence, it is a recalibration of what the Crown deems noteworthy, a quiet yet profound statement of institutional priorities. Moreover, this move may serve as a signal to the broader royal network. Recognition and reward are available for those who uphold the monarchy's core values, regardless of their formal rank or proximity to the throne. It demonstrates that Charles is willing to honor merit wherever he finds it, rather than simply reinforcing pre-existing hierarchies or public perceptions of importance. By shining a light on Sir Timothy's understated role, the king sets a precedent that quiet influence and faithful support are worthy of the highest accolades, even if performed far from public view. Through this award, Charles may also be preparing the monarchy for a future in which public spectacle is no longer the primary currency. In a modern era dominated by instant news and fleeting trends, ensuring the stability of the institution may require recognizing those whose contributions are long-term, consistent, and often unseen. By elevating Sir Timothy, Charles subtly indicates that loyalty, discretion, and service, the kind that rarely makes headlines, are central to the monarchy. In addition to his operational roles, Lawrence served in positions that required close coordination with high-ranking officials and engagement in sensitive diplomatic missions. He was accustomed to environments where discretion was paramount, a trait that would prove invaluable once he entered the royal household. His naval career demanded unwavering loyalty, attention to protocol, and a calm approach to high-stakes situations, characteristics that are also required in the service of the monarchy. The parallels between his naval discipline and the structure of royal life were striking. In both spheres, appearances are carefully managed, hierarchy is respected, and performance is often measured by results unseen by the public eye. Over the years, Sir Timothy also earned a reputation for mentoring and guiding younger officers, a testament to his long-term commitment to cultivating reliability and excellence in those around him. This aspect of his naval service reflects a deeper understanding of responsibility, one that goes beyond individual performance to sustaining the effectiveness and cohesion of a team. In the context of royal life, this meant he could quietly support Princess Anne in her demanding schedule, ensuring her engagements and charitable commitments ran smoothly without drawing attention to himself. Lawrence's naval career also instilled a profound sense of service and humility. Unlike some high-ranking military officers who seek public recognition or ceremonial visibility, he performed his duties consistently, valuing effectiveness over applause. This approach closely mirrored the way he later approached royal life, by standing steadfastly behind Princess Anne, providing stability and support without seeking the spotlight. His military training had taught him that loyalty, discretion, and sustained commitment are far more powerful than short-lived recognition, lessons that would resonate in the private corridors of the monarchy for decades to come. Even after retiring from active naval duty, Lawrence's principles of service and structure carried over into his personal life. He embraced the demands of royal protocol with the same rigor as his military duties, attending events with precision, supporting Princess Anne in her charitable work, and quietly ensuring that her high-profile engagements were executed flawlessly. This combination of military discipline and personal devotion created a unique synergy. A man whose competence was matched only by his discretion, whose presence strengthened the monarchy without ever overshadowing it. It is precisely this blend of long-term dedication, operational excellence, and unwavering loyalty that shaped the king's decision to honor him. Sir Timothy's naval career was not merely a prelude to royal life. It prepared him to meet its demands with grace, resilience, and quiet authority, attributes that are increasingly rare in an age of public scrutiny and constant media attention. In many ways, his professional foundation mirrored the values King Charles appears determined to elevate: service, reliability, and integrity above all else. And that brings us to the world's reaction, how the public, royal watchers, and commentators responded to this unprecedented recognition. Could decades of quiet service now outweigh public fame in the monarchy? Let's explore. Public and fan reactions. The announcement of Sir Timothy Lawrence's elevation to Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order sparked immediate chatter across royal circles, social media, and fan forums. For many, the news was surprising. Lawrence has long maintained a low profile, supporting Princess Anne quietly, rather than seeking attention or cultivating a public persona. That this behind-the-scenes figure received one of the crown's highest personal honors was a signal to the world. Loyalty and service can carry weight as much as visibility and title. Royal commentators noted the subtlety of the move. Journalist and palace insider Emily Andrews described it as a recognition that the monarchy values steadfast commitment, not just headline-grabbing moments. Similarly, biographer Penny Junor highlighted that Lawrence's decades of quiet support exemplify the kind of loyalty that often goes unnoticed, until a monarch decides to make it visible. This sentiment resonated strongly with fans who follow royal protocol closely. On social media platforms, particularly Twitter and Reddit's royal forums, fans expressed a mix of admiration and curiosity. One Reddit thread discussing the GCVO award noted, "It's rare to see someone honored purely for what they do, not for who they are in the family. Sir Timothy has always been a steady presence. This feels deserved." Another user commented, "Finally, someone behind the scenes is getting recognition. It's about time the monarchy highlighted real service." Across these discussions, a clear theme emerged. The public is increasingly interested in substance over spectacle, valuing personal contributions over glamorous visibility. There was also speculation about what this award signals for Lawrence's status within the royal household. Some royal watchers wondered if the honor might elevate his influence at private family functions or in advisory roles, while others suggested it reflected King Charles's intention to reinforce internal loyalty at a time when the monarchy faces scrutiny and change. In both cases, the public response underscored a wider fascination with how recognition is granted behind palace walls, a curiosity that blends admiration with intrigue about internal dynamics. Ultimately, the fan and public reactions reveal more than surprise. They highlight a shifting sentiment about the monarchy itself. Supporters applauded the acknowledgement of quiet dedication, and commentators emphasized that Lawrence's recognition could inspire renewed respect for the invisible work that sustains the royal institution. It became clear that while the world often focuses on dramatic appearances and headline-making royals, there's deep appreciation for figures who embody reliability, loyalty, and discretion, qualities that, in the eyes of both monarch and public, remain profoundly valuable. So, what do you think? Are we witnessing a shift in royal values? Or is this a rare exception? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.